Welcome everyone. Thanks for joining us for today's episode of Canal Days, Connecticut River Valley. As always, I'm your host Carrie, along with my co-host founder of the Historical Tours of Greater Holyoke, Robert Camus. Our Canal Days series delves into the vast array of historical sites throughout Massachusetts, with Robert's expertise of the state's history as our personal guide. Each episode, we uncover pivotal historic locations or landmarks, delving into the seminal and monumental significance they hold within. Today's episode of Canal Days will be cruising the Holy Trinity Cemetery located in Hatfield, Massachusetts. So what is the early history of the Holy Trinity Cemetery?
Yes, it's a nice cemetery up in Hatfield, and it was founded in 1931, and the parish that belongs to needed a cemetery. Now, it's not a Roman Catholic cemetery. It's a cemetery for a Polish national group, which might explain why it came much later. And it's found on Elm Court Road in Hatfield, but it belongs to a church that's based out of Northampton, Massachusetts. And that church's name is St. Valentine Polish National Catholic Church. And it still exists. Still on King Street. Still at 127 King Street after all these many years. And so this cemetery's history is quite complex, and we're going to talk about two special cases within the cemetery individually, and we'll talk about how the cemetery is laid out. And any burial before 1931 is cenotaph, which means that the person is not truly buried there. The inscription on the gravestone honors that person, but their burial site is in another location. Now, this cemetery is not quite even 100 years old, but its parish itself, coming out of Northampton, is a little over 100 years old. So that's important to keep in mind. It's within a third of a mile of another cemetery in Hatfield, which is a Catholic cemetery. And this one is a Polish national. Polish national means that they separate from Roman Catholic Church, and they were open to any Polish ethnic group person that wanted to honor their religion.
And describe the layout of the cemetery.
It's an lawn-style cemetery. Everything's close to being very flat. Everything's in straight rows, and the entrance road itself is very, very straight. Now, it does have a nice gate out front. It says Holy Trinity Cemetery right on it. It has a pedestrian entrance off the side, then a physical road entrance, and then another pedestrian entrance off to the side. Now, in the back, there's a small little outdoor chapel that you may stop at. So, it's a pleasant little place within Hatfield.
And we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back after a few words. Are you fascinated by local history and eager to investigate the obscure treasures off the beaten path throughout the state of Massachusetts? Or maybe just seeking an unforgettable cultural activity for family and friends to enjoy? Look no further than the Historical Tours of Greater Holyoke, founded by Robert Camus. With over a decade of experience, Robert offers captivating tours and presentations of historic sites and landmarks throughout the state. Whether you're interested in canals, cemeteries, charming churches, or more, Robert's tours provide a unique and enriching experience for all. And that's not it. You can also schedule private tours tailored to your interests, ensuring a personalized adventure and unforgettable memories. Perfect for families or groups of all sizes, making for an exciting hands-on learning experience that brings history to life. Simply visit hoyokecanaltour.org or email bobcat4214, capital B, @yahoo.com to book your private tour today. But wait, there's more. Don't miss out on Robert's podcast and video series, Canal Days, where you can dive even deeper into the vital history of the Connecticut River Valley. Plus, for those who might not be local or would rather enjoy on the go or from the comfort of their home, Canal Days brings the adventure right to your screen. So don't miss out. Uncover the pivotal past with historical tours of Greater Holyoke to make memories that will last a lifetime. Remember to log on to hoyokecanaltour.org for more information and secure your personalized experience today. Back to our Canal Days episode of Holy Trinity Cemetery. Can you reveal the significance of the Paweł Bobrowski gravestone?
Yes, this person here in 1929 died. Now, he died at his own hands. He committed suicide. And like most Catholic cemeteries, whether Polish National or Roman Catholic, before the 1980s, these people would have been buried off to the back and to the side. Now, he is somewhat towards, he's definitely alone from the other stones. Most of the stones are grouped on the left-hand side of the cemetery. There's some stones coming up towards this place. Pretty much his location was the back right side of the cemetery as it was defined in 1929 when he died. And they put him there. Now, since that point, new land has been purchased, and so the back right side of the cemetery is 100 yards away. And so the growth of the cemetery has put his location has become more with other stones around, and the modern back of the cemetery is far away. But he has a stone for himself. Now, this is very strange another way. The official story of the church is the cemetery started in 1931, but I found a newspaper story that says he's definitely buried in the Holy Trinity Cemetery, and I've seen his death records which says he's buried there. And so they might have started this cemetery much earlier than the 1931 official date. I think what's happening is it was made holy in 1931, and they probably forgot to do that when they did start it. And the true date is probably 1929. He might be one of the first burials. Right? And so that's a much more realistic story on this event.
And can you explicate the Vincenti Mazzata gravestone?
Yes, this person here is a same situation. What's happened is that on 14th of September 1935, he also committed suicide and he died in Northampton also. He did that by a very strange way. In his backyard of his house, there was a pear tree, P-E-A-R, pear tree. He put a ladder leaning against it. He hung a rope from the top rung, and then he put it around his neck and jumped off the ladder. And he died. And now he was buried also in this cemetery. And by that time, this is, remember the year I just mentioned to you, 1935. This is 6 years after Paweł Bobrowski's death. But by that time, the cemetery had expanded greatly. And he is in a position that's very far away from the other suicide victim. He also has a stone. I'm pretty sure there's going to be other ones, but those are without stones. So what probably has happened is this. The cemetery expanded greatly in 1931, and that's when they officially probably made the grounds holy. The cemetery probably started in 1929, when a lot of burials seem to have gone in that year. And so Vincente was put in the back right of the cemetery, but it's much further away now because of the acquisition of land that occurred about 1931. In 1929, one of the first burials was a suicide victim, and he's far away from the other one. So you have a very strange situation here. But when I give a tour there some year, I'm going to point out these two burials and point out other things, including that there's one of the pastors from the Holy Trinity Church buried next to the chapel.
And thanks for listening to Canal Days and our episode on the Holy Trinity Cemetery and joining us on our journey through the rich history of the Connecticut River Valley. We hope you enjoyed uncovering some of the hidden and overlooked marvels and their fascinating stories that shaped our past in the state of Massachusetts. A special thanks to Robert Camus, founder of Historical Tours of Greater Holyoke, for sharing his passion and expertise with us. Remember, you can find more information about Robert's tours, book private tours, and explore the Canal Days video and podcast series at holyokecanaltour.org. And if you enjoyed today's episode, please like, comment, and share. We'd love to hear your thoughts and suggestions for future episodes. Until next time, keep exploring and discovering the history that is hidden in plain sight all around us. Thanks for listening, and don't forget to tune in for our next episode of Canal Days